Hi everyone, Charlie here with Drug Addictions. I'm just going to start my video off like I do all my videos and say that in no way am I claiming that I'm a professional, and everything I tell you is from personal experience or things that worked for me. Today's video is it's gonna be probably fairly short, and it's just about drug overdose. It's kind of a touchy subject because in Ontario and pretty much everywhere else, Nova Scotia isn't so bad, especially Cape Breton for heroin. Because of the fentanyl, I find that I've asked around, not looking for like, oh, can I get to obviously because I'm clean. Heroin wasn't one of my major addictions. But I've asked around people that I see that I know from the methadone program, stuff like that, just about what they use around here. What are people's drug of choice? And believe it or not, I mean, it's probably not too hard to believe, but I hear a lot of morphine, hydromorphs, and rarely oxys, like the OCs, because those come from the States. But the Neos, the Oxy Neos, the Oxycontin, or the, not Oxycontin, sorry, the Oxy Neos, the soft ones. And that's pretty much it. And Dilaudid. Oh, and Xanax. I think one of the things around here is actually Xanax that people are redoing and adding fentanyl to it. Who would have thought it? They're repressing the pill and everything. I don't know how there's money to be made there, but clearly there is. I mean, I guess if you're putting other stupid filler in it or whatever. Anyway, drug overdoses. So when I lived in Ontario, one of the big things was daily. I lived in a motel on Lundy's Lane, the one that I spoke about in a different video. The person that helped me there. But anyway, there was a place right next door to us that I'm not going to name that place either because it's actually a new owner. They redid the whole place, so it's not going to have the same rep as it did before. So as in, it was just all junkies. They let all junkies live there, all addicts, all pretty much, I want to say, people that need help. I was going to say, something else, but I'm coming to think about it. Most of them aren't bad people, okay? And that's one thing, and another video that I'm going to make is I want people to understand that 70% of them aren't bad people. There are ones that are bad people. There's ones that never want to give it up, stuff like that. But anyway, this video is about overdose. So I just want to tell you a little bit about the two overdoses that I mainly know about. I can't really disclose anything else because I don't know anything else. Opiates, so mainly heroin. So I just want to back it up a little bit, sorry. So heroin, the place that I was just talking about, it actually had every day, it had a minimum of 3 calls for heroin overdose, fentanyl. 3 calls a day that the paramedics had to waste their time going down there. When I say waste their time, I don't mean that they're not worth it, but the fact that somebody's taking heroin and putting fentanyl into it and dispersing it, and it's different levels. So, I got a high tolerance, and they do this much. They do $20 worth at once instead of doing 10, or like what they should have done, however it works for them, and they overdose. So, yeah, that was minimum 3 days. The one day that I asked out because they were right next door, I asked the officer. He pretty much pulls in and pulls out because he knows what's going on. As soon as paramedics go, he leaves. I think it was 10 or 11 times they were there that day because we kept seeing them. We thought something was going on. So I want to talk a little bit about opiate overdose. You can go to pharmacies now and get Narcan. It's a device that helps, an opiate overdose. So it could actually even happen to, and I know this is rare, but somebody who's on a prescription for Oxycontin, morphine, something, maybe one day they're in a little bit more pain. Oh, I'm going to take an extra one, and they end up overdosing. I mean, that's rare. I haven't really ever heard of it, but that's a possibility. So this video is going to kind of help you guys know about Narcan. So number one, if you see somebody overdosing on heroin, their lips are blue, they're convulsing, they're foaming from the mouth, very cold to the touch, heart rate slows down, you can give them Narcan. So it's either a needle or one of those sniff ones. Those started coming in around the time I stopped using. Stopped messing around with that stuff so much. Even living at that place I seen a lot of Narcan, but it's a sniff stuff, which is much better. But the needle, you pretty much inject it anywhere that you can, and if they don't come back, you do it again, do it again, do it again. Don't be afraid. And all the Narcans have the same system. So say, like this happened one time at the motel I was at, somebody ended up using heroin Owner didn't know. He freaked out because buddy came out and So they're both in there trying to give her mouth to mouth. So I didn't know. I was scared. My normal reaction before would have been like, oh, I know what I'm doing. But I was petrified. So I was on the phone with 911 and saying, how do I do this Narcan? How do I do this? How do I do this? And she was so, the thing that pissed me off is, oh, is it? This is the name. I said Narcan, the stuff that you get. Like she was explaining it. They could probably do a little bit better on their end for saying, it's Narcan. So break the thing open, put like they were specifying the color, but it was all the same. I found this out after. So this person could have lost her life because they're not trained enough on the phone to explain to somebody how to use Narcan. So anyway, needless to say, and paramedics showed up. Asshole cops, and I'm not going to say any names, but the one had the nerve to say, "Oh, what are you guys doing here? You're here for the show?" Like, who says that? The person could have died. Like, doesn't matter if they're an addict or if they're, every once in a while user, or if they're a huge junkie and people think they're an idiot loser, they steal, blah, blah. Everybody's life matters, okay? Everybody's life matters. Doesn't matter who they are. I mean, in some sense, some unwanteds, and you know what I mean, people that should be scraped off the face of this earth, they still have a life, and it should be God's decision what happens to him or her. And I'm not very religious or anything like that, but I do believe that everyone's got a reason to be here, and everyone's got their own path they're going to go down, and some of your choices, some are not which way you want to go, but in the end, God has the last say, or a higher power has the last say of what's going on. So anyway, back to opiate overdose. So Narcan, inject, and if it doesn't work, then you do another one until they come. So paramedic shows up, blah, blah, blah. They ask you, how much did you give them? I didn't get any through because the person on the phone was an idiot. So I said, no, you didn't get any. And then boom, they did their Narcan because they have like a special whatever in their vehicle, brought her back to life. So that's one overdose is opiates. So you look for, if you see somebody on the ground, look for blue lips, shivering, eyes rolling to the back of their head, foam coming out of their mouth, or a very slow pulse, like very slow, almost none. So now cocaine overdose. I know that might sound weird or whatever. I guess to people that use it sound weird, but a cocaine overdose, which it's happened to me before, and I'm not gonna. It's hard for me to talk about because it was really bad decisions on my part. Very hard to talk about, and I don't want to talk about it right now. I don't feel like I can. That'll be another video. But anyway, if you ever know somebody's using cocaine, whether they're injecting it, smoking it, sniffing it, or eating it, that's another way that they can do it is, put a whole bunch in a paper towel, a little teeny tiny piece, and then swallow it. If you ever see somebody overdosing, and what will happen was that they'll do this whole thing, the chicken, they'll hit the ground, or they'll start freaking out and running, or telling you they don't know you, stupid stuff like that. Sorry, not stupid stuff, freaky stuff, more or less. Your best thing to do is to get cold water, and just, if you're in a house or whatever, put them in a cold shower. It'll bring them right back. Pour cold water, ice water, anything like that. It'll shock the body. The overdose will stop. They'll be very, very distant when they come back. Like that, not distant. I don't know the word, but they'll be freaked out. They don't know who you are. They don't know, because the brain's like when you reset a computer, turns on and slowly like the whole computers. It takes fucking like 5 to 10 minutes to turn on. That's what happens to somebody on a cocaine overdose. And I'm only saying this from personal experience. And again, I don't want to get into details, but I know when it happened to me, I was petrified. When I came back, I was crawling, trying to get away from somebody that was dear to me, and they kept saying, they're like, it's me, and I'm like, thank you, but no, get away from me. I was crawling away, covered in vomit, petrified. So if you ever come across somebody with a cocaine overdose and you end up helping them bring them back, as soon as they're kind of coherent and they're able to kind of move, step away from them, get pretty far away from them, try not to talk to them that much, give them 5-10 minutes to really realize what's going on, and then proceed from there. Now, if you find that they're coming back and they're still, they don't know what the hell is going on, to like a sense where they're blah, 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 like weird noises, and they're still, call 911. Your actually best bet is to call 911 right away. If you don't know the person, anything like that, call 911, splash cold water on them. If you're a user and you're scared of the police, you'll never get in trouble. believe it or not, you'll never get in trouble. Yeah, opiate overdose, cocaine overdose, they cannot do anything to you for saving someone's life. So just keep that in mind. If you know what I mean, you're scared, even if you're a drug dealer or anything like that, they're not coming there to bust you. They're coming there to help that person. And they might be like in their heads like, oh, I wonder if this person's a dealer or anything. But they have no reason to come in and search your place. You're asking for help. That's what they're there for. So don't ever feel like, they're gonna come. They're coming there to bust you. But if you're one of those people that are scared to call the cops when someone's overdosing, do exactly what I said. Do the Narcan. You always should call 911 for Narcan, for an opiate overdose, because you might not be able to save their life. Like it was our case with us. We were scared. We didn't know what was going on. But a cocaine overdose, if you don't want to call it, cold water. Splash them in cold water, then give them that little bit of space. Let them know you're there, but you're not. It's kind of something, you guys who use drugs, or not you guys, those guys out there, women that use drugs will know what I'm talking about. I know this video is kind of different from what I normally do. I hope that it's, video worthy, that you guys do kind of watch it. I know I rambled on a little bit, but please just, if you enjoy my videos, I know I haven't made one in a couple days, but if you enjoy them, please like them, share them, and subscribe to my channel. The more subscribers, the more my video gets out there. I want to be able to help people, and as I go, I watch the video on how to make YouTube videos, and once I get through about 100 channel or 100 videos, then I'm going to go back and fix videos like this, remake them, so everything is what you need to know right away, because people don't have a long attention span. Could be up to 2-3 minutes, and then they, oh, I don't want to watch this. So everything I said was pretty spaced out, and you're not going to get the gist of it unless you watch the whole video. And I'm saying this at the end of my video, so I bet you 95% of you people aren't even going to see this. And if you do, if you actually listen to this part, please comment in the section below, or on my drug addictions page if that's where you're watching it. And I just want to see how many people actually watch this to the end. It'd be pretty cool. Anyway, that's all for today's video. Again, I wish I did something different. I haven't really been feeling well, so I will be making, better other videos. I have some ideas for my comments and everything. So thank you guys very much for watching my video. All my videos, I appreciate your support, and there's a lot more to come, and we're going to start helping people more and more. Thanks everybody. Love you guys. Bye.